There is nothing more alluring than the distant sound of a train whistle. You can find no better place to hear the sound echoing off the mountains and in the valleys than Cass, West Virginia.
Well, the mill closed in June 30th, 1960 is when it shut down, and the trains quit operating, and everybody around, just about, most of them went into Ohio, some of them into the Baltimore area. Just about devastated Cass, and that was the end of it almost. The mill had shut down. The Scenic Railroad formed in 1963. That was the first run of that. A couple of the people who had worked for the mill actually came and worked and helped start up the Cass Scenic Railroad at that time.
West Virginia Pulp and Paper founded Cass in 1901. Over its nearly 60 years of operation, 1 billion board feet of lumber came off Cheat Mountain and to the mill in Cass. In 1961, the State Park System purchased the railroad. In 1971, they also purchased the town and restored it and the railroad into a tourist attraction.
I like steaming. It's always something to look at. If you get bored of one thing, there's something else to look down at. You can watch the smoke, or there's always something turning like a diesel engine or something. It is boring. There's nothing to look at.
It is a beautiful trip up the mountain to Whitaker Station.
These are what you call the geared locomotives. We primarily use the Shea engine here, which is you might compare it to a four-wheel drive vehicle in comparison as a two-wheel drive vehicle. They could go up these steep grades and around these sharp curves, and they were designed primarily to go up into the woods, get the logs, bring them back down, and it's more economical than horses and anything else at the time.
The trip begins along Leatherbark Creek. Because the mountain grade is so steep, you zigzag back and forth through two switchbacks, alternately pushing and pulling the cars up to Whitaker Station.
Well, they push them up. The main reason for that is that it keeps, it's traditional in that the log cars were always kept ahead of the engine. It's a safety factor. That way, back then they didn't have the braking systems we have now. If you had a log car behind the engine and one of them uncoupled, it was gone. You just lost it. So we just follow tradition and keep the engines on the back of the train, and the real purpose it serves now is it keeps the smoke and cinders behind all the crowd. The switchbacks were the logging railroad's way of gaining elevation without going all the way around the mountain. By using the two switchbacks that they use here at the Cass Railroad, it saved like 23 miles of track going all the way around the mountain. So it just gave them a way to gain the elevation without going all the way around.
The location is an authentic logging camp, recreated by volunteers of the Mountain State Railroad and Logging Historical Association. With a 30-minute layover, you can look over the logging camp's way of life. It also gives the engineer time to check over the engine for the return trip.
Number 11's a Class 90-ton Shea.
The number 11 Shea locomotive was built in 1923 for the Hutchinson Lumber Company in Oroville, California. It worked there for 42 years. It was purchased by Cass in 1998 and restored and put back into service in 1999.
It's the only way you can run it. You don't have no speedometer or anything. You don't have no gauges or no time. To run it, you just gotta listen to it and see what it's doing.
Fantastic equipment. Best to preserve history.
That's exactly what we're doing here, is preserving an integral part of not only West Virginia history, but U.S. history, and makes this place so unique as it came into state ownership so quickly after it was finished as an actual lumbering town, which has helped preserve the area in almost the exact manner that it was when it was actually a lumbering town.
The number 2 Shea is a Pacific Coast Shea. Built in 1928 for the Mayo Lumber Company on Vancouver Island, British Columbia, the cylinders were designed to attach to the frame rather than the boiler shell. This allowed for easier access and maintenance. It is the only shay of its kind in the East.
Well, I think it's very important. A lot of kids and stuff coming up now will never see one unless you keep what's running going. That's about all going.
The Western Maryland No. 6 shay was built by the Lima Locomotive Works of Lima, Ohio in 1945. It hauled coal between the steep grades of Chaffee, West Virginia, and Vindex, Maryland. The Big Six enjoys the distinction of being the last and second largest of the 2,767 shays built. If you want to see steam engines running and listen to distant whistles, Cass, West Virginia is the place to see and hear it all.